So Angelo's gone, so we have to do the intro by ourselves.
It's
so.
a very boring intro, so it's very depressing. But
Yeah.
hopefully be back next video.
So what's up, guys? This is RAJPOD episode 2. I'm your host, Rayhan, and and we are on the sports grind today. So we got a question of the day from Jackson. It wasn't really a question.
It was a comment, but we're turning it into a question because...
So he wonders why you hate LeBron and why you're a Patriots fan. I really want to talk about LeBron.
Yeah, I hate LeBron. He alright, flopping is one of the biggest reasons. Like, imagine just like getting touched. He's like, you know what I'm trying to say.
There's all the memes though.
I don't care, that's true. And then in Cleveland he was like, Michael Jordan didn't ever call him Charles Barkley, Larry Bird, or Magic Johnson. Be like, let's go form a super team somewhere. LeBron did that with D Wade and Chris Bosh. And then he's like, you know what? I want to go back to Cleveland while they're about to win with Kevin Love and Kyrie. And then he goes to LA, loses, can't win, and then...
You're completely wrong in everything you just
And
said.
then he goes out, it's like, AD, you're coming to the Patriots. I miss you. Why can't I speak? I said the Patriots. Alright, the Lakers. Oh my gosh, today's gonna be a long video.
Okay.
He said, you're coming to the Lakers. We're trading you for Lonzo. We're giving up Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and a bunch of people. You're coming here so we can go win a championship because I can't do it alone because I suck.
Alright, so now we're gonna look at every single superstar that's ever won a ring, and we're gonna say, has he had a second star on his team to bring him to a ring?
But he said
Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen.
All right, but
what?
Did Michael Jordan call Larry Bird or Magic Johnson or Charles Barkley or Shaq or Hakeem and say, come to Chicago?
Would Michael Jordan ever had won a ring without Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman? Think about this, guys. He's saying that a star can win solely by themselves.
Dirk won with the Mavericks.
He had Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler was very good that season, actually. So, yeah, you're silent now. The thing is, no star or no great player, and especially other than LeBron almost, because LeBron has carried teams literally by himself to the championship. And you can't even deny that, because he brought a team with the third star, J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith is a bucket.
Finals.
He's a bucket.
Yeah, he did great in that final series, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew what the score was and everything.
Yeah. So we're looking at this. He has no good reason to hate LeBron. He's probably just a Heat fan, right? Oh, wait a minute. What a coincidence.
I don't know what you mean. All right.
Oh, that actually also fits because we kind of got crushed by LeBron when he was on the Heat.
Yeah, I don't know why you like him, but...
Yeah. But LeBron is an inspirational player to me. That's why I like him. He doesn't like him. Thank you, Jackson, for the comment. I'm also confused why he likes LeBron. But if you guys have anything you want us to talk about... I don't like LeBron. You don't like LeBron? Yeah, I don't know why you don't.
Alright, whatever. Alright.
If you guys have any questions or anything that we want to talk about or you want us to talk about, then make sure to comment down below and we'll probably get to it because there's a lot of varying news, you know. Yeah. So let's get into basketball. Basketball is really short because really all the buzz has been about football. So we have 5 teams eyeing Miles Turner, and Miles Turner's like a
defensive,
really
yeah, DPOY candidate.
Yeah, him and Ben Simmons really. But the teams are the Lakers, Clippers, Knicks, Hornets, and Pelicans. So out of those 5 teams, who do you think has the highest chance of landing him?
Lakers need a big, like you know what I'm trying to say. Besides Anthony Davis, they just that defense, that team defensively would be scary.
That would be really scary.
Yeah.
Because Anthony Davis, did he? No, I think Giannis won last year, right?
Yeah, Giannis won last year.
Okay, yeah. So then you have a second candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, and then you have somebody who probably should win it this year with his ridiculous amount of blocks per game. It's just amazing. But then you'd have those two. Marcus Gasol really hasn't been doing crazy well.
I mean, he's old.
Yeah, so you'd have somebody be able to fit that role better.
Yeah.
Still have Montrez on the bench, so that's a good fit. Who would I have him? I feel like the Knicks are a confusing one because they already have Mitchell Robinson. I know
they're basically the same people.
Yeah, they're pretty much because Mitchell Robinson fits that role.
Yeah.
I feel like the Hornets would be a really good one because
Yeah.
the Hornets, you get that young center, you get that defensive anchor that they're lacking right now. Because PJ Washington is good, but he's not a great defender.
No.
So you'd have, and Miles Turner can shoot the ball as a center too. So you'd be able to have him run that stretch five and play defense. So your team's already better than what they are, which is kind of cool to see. So that's Miles Turner, but now the Magic want Ricky Rubio. Would this be a good fit?
To be honest, I think it would, because we all know Ricky Rubio is not. He's going to, because they have a young player in Cole Anthony from UNC.
Yeah.
But he could use that mentoring with Markelle Fultz done for the year, and we don't even know if he'll come back anything, because he was playing pretty good and then he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
But if he comes back good, then they can just get rid of Ricky Rubio. If Markelle Fultz doesn't come back good, then they have Ricky Rubio.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that backup to fall on. Is
Yeah.
What you're saying. And then I like the mentorship idea because Ricky Rubio is a very smart basketball player. So having him mentor one of your young guys is just going to be great to see. So then I wanted to talk about some surprising playoff locks. So who do you think is surprising that they're in the playoffs right now, right? You have the 76ers, who they're not surprising.
I knew they were going to make the playoffs,
Yeah,
but like...
Brooklyn, Bucks, Heat, Celtics, who are surprisingly low. We talked about that in a video.
Previous video.
Yeah,
Back on the old channel.
Yeah, that's not really an old channel, but... And then you have the Hornets, which, to be honest...
Yeah, that's my surprise.
Yeah, and then the Knicks are my surprise, so we can just go straight into it then. So the Knicks completely turned around, making Julius Randle an all-star. Tom Thibodeau's been great this season, so it's really cool to see Knicks basketball back, you know? And although I'd rather have them below the Bulls right now and have the Bulls in the playoffs instead of in the play-in game, which I'm still cool with the Bulls being in the play-in game, which is kind of nice, but the Knicks have just been really great this season, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Hornets, yeah, they drafted LaMelo Ball, but no one thought... I thought they were going to be middle lottery to, like, what do you call it? Early lottery.
Yeah.
Again, and just, like, get that second, like, young player with PJ Washington and LaMelo Ball. But, I mean, apparently they could just make the playoffs.
Yeah, Terry Rozier's been great.
Yeah, Terry Rozier.
Devontae Graham's been great. So that team's actually been looking nice. Gordon Hayward's been playing well. So surprisingly, Gordon Hayward stepped up. I didn't expect that either.
No.
So then you have that 6th-seeded Hornets, which is going to be nice to see in the playoffs. The Pacers are out of it, which is weird to me.
Yeah, I feel like...
Because there's two teams out of it that shouldn't have been out of it. You got the Raptors and the Pacers, who definitely should have been there. But, you know...
It's the Eastern Conference. They'll probably find their way back.
The Raptors might find their way back to the 10th seed because the Bulls are the 9th seed, and we're going to win the play-in game and then the championship.
Let's not jump to things, but maybe in a couple years.
Yeah. But we will actually jump to football right now,
Okay,
so great transition.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's free agency coming around. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about, so we kind of limited the basketball opinions and we kind of raised the football stuff.
Yes, this
So
is great.
the first thing is the Patriots. Your Patriots have been making really nice moves like Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, and a lot more. So, what are your thoughts on Patriots' playoff opportunity now?
I think they can make the playoffs, but it also makes me a little bit mad because I think if Bill Belichick did this while Tom Brady was on the team, Tom Brady would still be a Patriot. But
that is so true. I didn't even think of that.
But I mean, they're getting weapons for Cam Newton.
Yeah.
They're adding some defensive players. They're bringing defensive players back who opted out last year.
That's good.
So I think they will. I don't know about winning the division just because how good the Bills are.
Obviously.
But I think they could be a wild card team. I
can see that too. But then you'd have to beat the Colts with Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Hopefully Carson Wentz plays good because I'd like to see the Patriots just out of it.
I hope he plays like himself.
I'm kind of done with the Patriots. But then you have the Colts, you have the Titans, you have the Ravens, you have the Browns, you have the Steelers. Actually,
Steelers, no. We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, you have a lot of teams that could possibly go over the Patriots, but at the same time with the Steelers falling out, which we'll talk about later. But I don't know if they're still gonna make the playoffs after this. It would be cool. It's possible.
It's highly likely.
Yeah. And now we're gonna talk about my favorite team, which is starting not to be my favorite team right now because we just got Andy Dalton for a 1-year, $10 million contract, and Russ will not be traded. So I'm not even gonna say what your thoughts are on this because I know my thoughts are that we're tanking, we're getting a pick, and this is a wrap. Fire Nagy, fire Pace. Everybody watching this will agree with me right now that those two need to get out of the office because this is a disappointment of a free agency season. Because we tried to get Russ, but if you can't, at the end of the day, no matter how much you try, if you don't get it done, it doesn't matter.
And it's sad that their plan B was Andy Dalton. Like,
I know.
they wanted Russell Wilson, who's all the way up here, and then Andy Dalton, and that was their fallback on. That's like a back shattered.
Yeah, that's like, oh my God, I don't even know. This is just disappointing. I can't even get like a full wrap of a conversation because it's just stupid. Like, we've been in a quarterback drought, and here we are with Andy Dalton, who's dying.
And Nick Foles, can't forget about him.
Oh, yo. We'll just play him against Tom Brady, because apparently that works out. We beat Tampa.
I guess, yeah.
We beat the Super Bowl team with Nick Foles.
Alright, well, never mind. The Jags signed Marvin Jones, which I think that's just saying they're going to go... they're getting another weapon for a quarterback, which we are all assuming is going to be Trevor Lawrence next year.
And if they draft anybody else, it's a questionable decision. But, the Jaguars, they'll do anything.
Yeah, no, you never know.
It's the worst team in the league. What do you expect? They beat the Colts, and then they lost every other game after that. They had that James Robinson, though.
James Robinson's pretty good.
Yeah, so this offensive core, if you draft Trevor Lawrence, might not actually be that bad.
Yeah, I think they just signed a quarter Shaquille Griffin from the Seahawks, but...
Yeah. And they were close with the Packers for one game, so there's some glimpses here and there from last season, but I still don't expect them to make the playoffs in the stacked division with Houston. No, but Colts and Titans pretty much wrap that division.
Yeah, we'll see what Carson Wentz does.
Yeah, and then the Jets signed Corey Davis, which is kind of cool.
He's a receiver for those who didn't know. If this is your way of saying we're getting Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson or whoever you draft, if you draft a quarterback, he's just not a number one receiver. If this is your big splash, like free agent, he's going to turn your franchise around. Sam Darnold, it's bad. This is just the Jets being the Jets.
I feel like, I think the contract you sign him to is dumb, but this idea of signing him is good, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, Corey Davis was great on the Titans. But the contract you gave him is throwing away your salary for somebody that doesn't deserve it.
Yes.
Yeah. I also wanted to talk about Allen Robinson, so he's still unhappy. Do you see him getting traded at all?
I think it's possible. There's teams who need receivers, like the Jets, or there's a team who's right there, like the Texans. If the Texans get Allen Robinson, who knows?
And then last thing about the Bears that we're going to talk about, they're actually shopping Anthony Miller, which I've been waiting for this because you have Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson, and Anthony Miller, and I feel like to get rid of Anthony Miller before his contract year comes is going to be nice, and then if you pair him with maybe Allen Robinson, which will be harder to trade because of the franchise tag, which sucks for Allen Robinson because at this point after Dalton, free him, honestly, to blow it up. Keep Roquan, Jalen, David Montgomery, and get rid of the rest. I'm ready to tank now. I never wanted to, but I'm ready now because we have Dalton. But did you see that? Okay, did you see that poll? It was 94% of the people didn't want Dalton. I know we're supposed to go in an order here, but I just can't get my head out of this loop.
Yeah.
This is just so bad. But the Titans signed Janoris Jenkins after losing half their defense in free agency.
They cut Adoree Jackson. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's a downgrade, I think. But I mean,
the Titans really haven't been.
They're not it. Yeah.
I'm a Titans fan too, so seeing both my teams make poor free agency. I'm not a bandwagon. You're a Patriots bandwagon.
I'm not.
Yeah. Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill have a QB competition. Who do you think's winning this competition?
Jameis Winston.
Why?
We saw in the playoff game he could hit an open receiver.
That is true.
And he could read a defense. So Taysom. But I want to point out a stat that I saw. The Saints with backup quarterbacks have gone 8-1.
That's ridiculous. Wait, actually?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. Hold on.
Counting when Teddy Bridgewater started, like, what was that, 2 years ago? Taysom Hill, they've been 8-1.
So who needs Drew Brees?
Exactly.
Oh my God, they should have done this from the start. But okay, so I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah, Drew Brees retired. We forgot to put that in.
Oh yeah, Drew Brees did retire, and I think that Taysom Hill could win this competition. Even though Winston is probably the better passer, Taysom Hill's hard to stop on the run.
I mean, yeah,
And
he's so versatile.
Yeah, and I feel like with his motivations tied to his abilities right now, he could be a capable on-the-run quarterback in the future. He's able to catch the ball too. So he's got an all-around player at this spot. So if he works on that throwing this season, I feel like he could win this competition over Winston. And they only have Winston for a one-year deal, so this is a rental almost. And then last but certainly not least, Steelers out the door. The Steelers, the second last thing we're going to talk about is that the Steelers have lost everybody in free agency. And everybody's shocked that nobody wants to go there. After J.J. Watt, nobody wanted to follow.
Juju Smith-Schuster, I mean. We'll see where he goes.
Yeah. Where do you think he'd go, honestly?
Raiders or Jets?
Raiders or Jets? Yeah, let's stack on Corey Davis, Juju Smith, Allen Robinson. I would be honest.
We're just putting everyone on the Jets right now.
I mean, the Jets have the room. The Jets have the room. If they got some of these, like, if they got those two receivers, that would be ridiculous.
I don't know if New York or Las Vegas is the right place for Juju mentally, just because of all the TikToks and everything. Bigger cities, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Juju needs to take a step back. There's a reason why the Steelers didn't want him, because that target on your back with all the dancing and stuff.
Like everyone just was out to like hit it.
Yeah.
Like everyone was gunning for him.
Yeah. Plus going 10-0, like the Bengals game, they completely wrecked him.
Yeah.
That was funny. But then they lost like 5 straight at the close to the end of the season. And then you lose to that Browns team that you really shouldn't have lost to at all. 2 games. So then you look at this, you throw them out, you put them on a lower team, and although Juju's great, you gotta cut that ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last thing we're gonna talk about.
I'll say this.
Got this.
The last thing that happened, well, not happened, like that we put in our notes, is Fitzmagic signs with the Washington football team.
Why does everybody get a better quarterback?
Why did the Bears sign him? It's the same deal. 1 year, $10 million. He's better than Andy Dalton. Why did the Bears get him?
I feel maybe the Bears were so hoping on Russ that they didn't ask for another quarterback. But then you're thinking you're interested in Andy Dalton in between these Russ trades. Then why not fall back on Fitzpatrick instead? Because especially for 1 year, Fitzpatrick's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, and even if they say they draft someone at, I think 20.
Yeah.
Then he could just mentor. I mean.
Yeah, and I feel like Fitzpatrick has more to teach than any other quarterback.
He's played on almost every offensive playbook there is.
And then you have Alex Smith, who we could have signed.
Yeah, Alex Smith is still out there. They're not going to sign him.
Yeah, Alex Smith would have been better than Dalton. So I hope that we trade Dalton for Darnold, or we trade Dalton in a huge package for Watson or Dak, which won't happen.
Dak's not getting
traded, but maybe Russ if they change their mind. That's really a wrap for today's episode. This week in rap. Just kidding. This week in the RAJPOD episode 2. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go cry in my corner while he celebrates it.
Patriots.
Yeah, and Bears. All right, have a great day. We don't have Angelo, so it's not.
No skits.
But
tell Angelo to come back. We miss him.
If you see Angelo on the streets, probably
not, but maybe.
Tell him. Yeah. But Coda got a bath. So.
Yeah, that's cool. It's not clicking.
You're faking it.
No, it's not clicking.
That's the worst moment.
It's not clicking.